What's up, YouTube? This is MathWiz97, and welcome to episode number 44, the first edition of Thursday Night SmackDown, following the Battleground pay-per-view for my WWE 2K16 Universe mode. And I just got used to saying Thursday Night SmackDown, and now it's gonna be Tuesday Night SmackDown. This is ridiculous. I've just had enough. We've got a brand split coming back in the main roster. I'll probably maybe maybe give my thoughts on that at some point, but Tuesday nights, we're gonna have to get used to calling it Tuesday Night SmackDown. Maybe I should just start right now. Why not? Although, this episode, we're gonna be seeing the main event, as you just saw flashed on the screen, Mark Henry versus Kevin Owens. You heard what Kevin Owens had to say earlier on when he confronted Lita. He's no longer the Intercontinental Champion. We'll discuss that a little bit later, because right now, we have the return of the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, the Believer himself, Bo Dallas. He is back. It was rumored that there would be a major superstar returning tonight on SmackDown, and he's here. Bo Dallas is back on SmackDown. Oh, and then there's this guy. There's John Cena also. He's coming back. But obviously, we're here for Bo Dallas, man. This is the highly anticipated, the longly awaited return of Bo Dallas. And then John Cena's here as well. That's also happening. But yes, after Bray Wyatt attacked John Cena at Night of Champions after he was laid out, obliterated, and conquered by the Beast Incarnate Brock Lesnar, John Cena, after his 1 month absence, he finally returns to SmackDown. And the same for Bo Dallas. Bo Dallas also has felt the wrath of Brock Lesnar, but unfortunately for John Cena, he has that never give up attitude. So he sustained quite a substantial... what I was about to say isn't even grammatically correct. He sustained a much more substantial beating at the hands of Brock Lesnar than Bo Dallas did. But Bo Dallas, he's got quite the recovery rate. John Cena was out for a month. Bo Dallas, he's back here in 3 weeks. Anyways, these two men lock up, collar and elbow tie-up. John Cena with the headlock applied. Bo Dallas, though, backs him off the ropes. Ducks underneath. A leapfrog over top. Look at Bo Dallas go! Bo Dallas, he hasn't missed a step since he was put on the shelf by Brock Lesnar. Another collar and elbow tie-up, and this time John Cena backs Bo Dallas into the corner. Both of these men have challenged Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship, and the one thing they share in common is that they were both decimated by the Beast Incarnate. But right now, John Cena, he's got Bray Wyatt on the brain, and that could perhaps be a distraction in this matchup tonight. Could give Bo Dallas the opening he needs to really take control of this matchup. As he again ducks underneath. And a spine... No! A DDT counter by John Cena. A beautiful counter there by Cena. And now he's waiting for Dallas to get back to his feet. John Cena delivers a kick to the gut. And... sunset flip. Taking down the Believer. John Cena. You want to talk about somebody who hasn't missed a step. John Cena seems to be in the same condition. A nice face buster to Bo Dallas. And John Cena looks to continue the onslaught. But he's going to have to do a lot of damage to keep Dallas down for a 3 count. Here's now a Cena Karana. 2. No! Dallas reverses. 1. 2. Oh, Cena kicks out at 2. Dallas nearly caught Cena off guard right there. As Dallas backs Cena off the ropes once again in a reverse elbow. Caught him right on the jaw. And now Dallas dragging him. Delivers a kick to the gut. And stomps him square in the chest. Bo Dallas looking to utilize that aggressiveness of his. As he's got Cena up for an electric chair perhaps. But Cena able to counter out of it. And that could have been the end for John Cena if he got hit with a move like that. Sit out powerbomb. And the cover. Shoulders are down. 2. No. Bo Dallas. He will not be put away by a measly powerbomb like that. But that's the problem when you're going up against a guy like John Cena. If he can't put you away with one move, he has adapted and gained a much larger arsenal than he had in the past. And as a result, he can hit you with just about anything, like that springboard stunner, for example. And even if that's not enough, you can always count on the failsafe, the last resort. And it's on the way. John Cena, attitude adjustment, and the hook of the leg. 1, 2, 3. John Cena. He is victorious in his return to Thursday Night SmackDown. And John Cena. What a victory over Bo Dallas tonight. He's back, and he has not lost a step since being put on the shelf. But John Cena, that's not all he's out here to do tonight. He's not just here to compete. John Cena, he came out here tonight with a message for Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt, I don't know what I did to get on your bad side, but I'll tell you right now, you ain't getting my soul, Jack. I've been in situations far worse than this, but as you can see, I'm still standing. I've faced adversity every day of my life for the past decade, but that only made me stronger. I don't quit. I never give up, pal. And that will be no different at Survivor Series. If anything, I'll be the man to give you a little lesson in hustle, loyalty, and respect.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It's official. At Survivor Series, John Cena one-on-one with Bray Wyatt. The grudge match, it's finally happening. And it's just 4 weeks away at Survivor Series. John Cena, can he gain his revenge against Bray Wyatt? Or will the Eater of Worlds conquer yet another soul? We'll find out in the next coming weeks as this situation develops. But we've got a show to continue on with. As you can see, the matchups earlier on this evening. The Vaudevillains defeated the team of Kali and Santino. Chris Jericho defeated Diego. And in tag team action, it was the team of Sheamus and Wade Bad News Barrett picking up a victory over the Usos. But now, we move on to the second of our 3 matchups this evening. This one is set to be a high-paced, high-flying contest, as it is the man that gravity forgot, Adrian Neville, set to go one-on-one with one half of the team of Tyson Kidd and Jack Swagger. It is the submission specialist himself, the last graduate of the Heart Dungeon, Tyson Kidd. This should be a fantastic matchup about to unfold before our very eyes. Adrian Neville, we've seen at Battleground, he had quite the contest with Chris Jericho, and unfortunately for Neville, he fell short. He was defeated by Chris Jericho. But nonetheless, Neville has been riding a train of momentum up to this point, which is the opposite for Tyson Kidd. Tyson Kidd, things were going well for the team of Kidd and Swagger, but once they got derailed by the Ascension at Night of Champions, things just have gone from bad to worse for Kidd and Swagger. And Tyson Kidd, perhaps tonight, looking to get a little bit more momentum, get something going behind that tag team, or perhaps just get something going for himself. This is a man who has challenged for the Intercontinental Championship in the past, though he was unsuccessful in his opportunity. As right now, Neville, no, counter by Tyson Kidd into a jawbreaker. And now, no, Neville kicks Tyson off. Adrian Neville, one thing you can expect to see is he's going to utilize those feet, those kicks of his, as well as his high-flying ability. Tyson Kidd tried to follow through with a kick of his own, but Neville, he ends up, he rocks Tyson Kidd with that kick. And now Tyson Kidd, the roll-up, he's got Neville's shoulders on the mat. 1, 2, no, Neville rolls through. 1, 2. No, kick out by Tyson. Like I said, it's going to be fast-paced, and very quickly, this matchup is really kicking it up to 11. 0 to 60 in about 0.3 seconds. As Tyson Kidd, forearms to the face of Tyson Kidd. Now, to Neville. Apparently Tyson Kidd is attacking himself. Tyson Kidd is wrestling himself. That's how good this man is. No, I am just all over the place right now. Adrian Neville with a jawbreaker of his own. Now dragging Tyson away from those ropes. Looking for a submission hold, a Boston Crab. Well, Tyson Kidd was able to get to the ropes. And that's perhaps a bit of inexperience showing on the part of Neville. It's very rarely that we would see Neville utilize a submission hold. But when you're going up against somebody who utilizes a very similar, if not the same style as yours, you want to try to do something different, something to perhaps catch them off guard, because they'd be preparing to face basically themselves. Although Tyson Kidd, he is quite the submission specialist, so Neville utilizing submission holds might not be the greatest strategy. That might only play against him. As you see Tyson Kidd going to work on the leg of Adrian Neville. That could definitely weaken the leg of Neville, not just to cut off his high-flying abilities, but as well as that, soften him up for the devastating, infamous sharpshooter. But again, Neville able to kick Tyson Kidd away. He doesn't want Tyson to inflict that much damage on the knees, on the legs. As Neville picking Kidd up to his feet, only to drop him back down with a rolling elbow. Now it's Tyson who once again kicks Neville off. We're seeing a lot of counters in this matchup, and that's to be expected. For two men that wrestle such a similar style, expect to see a lot of reversals in this matchup, but Tyson Kidd looking for the heart lock, and Adrian Neville may be forced to tap out. And even if he doesn't, this is a great job done by Tyson Kidd to wear Neville down as he goes for the cover, perhaps looking to get the pin off of that. No, Neville able to kick out at 2. But nonetheless, Tyson Kidd is forcing Adrian Neville to expend more energy. And that's what he's got to do. He's got to wear Adrian Neville down, cut off his stamina so he can't utilize as much high-flying offense. Another attempted roll-up. And frequent pinfall attempts, that's a smart strategy. Again, to really build up what I just said. Adrian Neville, meanwhile, he's backing Tyson Kidd to the corner. Lights him up with a chop. A knife-edge chop. That'd make Ric Flair proud. As Kidd trying to stumble back to his feet. But Adrian Neville, missile dropkick from the second rope, and a kip up. Adrian Neville now a dropkick. Right to the side of the skull. And look at this. Standing corkscrew moonsault. The hook of the leg. 1, 2. No, a kick out by Tyson Kidd. This match has been back and forth since the get-go. Neville now a roll-up of his own. 1, 2. No, Tyson Kidd reverses it. 1, 2. No. Neville just able to survive. But these two men, they're getting closer and closer to that 3 count. Adrian Neville dumped to the outside by Tyson Kidd. Tyson, what could he be thinking here? Building up a full head of steam through the middle rope. A cannonball to the outside, but wait a minute. What the hell? That's Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho with a bulldog. This match has been thrown out. Chris Jericho just got Adrian Neville disqualified. And now Adrian Neville whipped into the apron. Tyson Kidd taken down with a German suplex. Chris Jericho has just ruined a classic matchup that this matchup barely even was able to get started. Who knows how much longer these two men could have fought for. But now Jericho with a steel chair. One to the skull of Tyson Kidd. And now a chair shot that busted open Adrian Neville. Chris Jericho, this is absolutely disgusting. He came out here and he ruined what could have been a great matchup. And now Codebreaker to Tyson Kidd. These two men exhausted from that. This is disgusting. I mean, just look at this. Chair shots, Codebreaker to Kidd. And now you see the blood left over on Jericho's hands. This is disgusting. Thursday Night SmackDown is about to become infinitely more gorgeous in just 2 weeks. But now it is time that we move on for the main event. This one. Well, this matchup was made just earlier on by our general manager, Lita. Kevin Owens. Like I said earlier, I mentioned that he is no longer the Intercontinental Champion. He forfeited that title for the opportunity to challenge for the WWE Championship at Survivor Series. But he's not quite... he hasn't really secured that matchup just yet. This matchup not only is going to be a challenge, but next week, Kevin Owens, he has to defeat the Beast Incarnate Brock Lesnar. And if he can do that, then Kevin Owens will be allowed to compete for the WWE Championship at Survivor Series. And as much as I really hate to say it, with Kevin Owens taking these kind of shortcuts, he really has proven himself. I mean, he makes good points. He defeated the former United States Champion and the former Intercontinental Champion. 2 men who held their championships from WrestleMania. Titus O'Neil, he held his up to Night of Champions, Cesaro to Battleground. Right there, you're looking at a combined title reign of over 300 days. And Kevin Owens was able to defeat both of those men in just his first few weeks here in the WWE. Now he's no longer the Intercontinental Championship, which is weird to see because I was starting to grow accustomed to seeing Kevin Owens make his way down to the ring with that Intercontinental Championship held high above his head. But now he doesn't have it. He gave it up. And this is all for something that he's not even guaranteed. Well, right now he's going to go one-on-one with Mark Henry. But again, Kevin Owens, this is what he loves to do, dictate the pace of the matchup. Mark Henry, though, he's not chasing after Kevin Owens. Mark Henry's not going to play this game. He knows that if Kevin Owens gets counted out here, then Henry's got the victory. And if anything, that would just prove Mark Henry's point, that Kevin Owens is just a coward. Well, Kevin Owens sure is taking his time getting back into the ring. Mark Henry has barely moved. Well, now Mark Henry's going after him, but Kevin Owens with a forearm to the face. And Kevin Owens, he's saying, nuh-uh, not just yet. I've got a few more... I've got a 10 count to work with here. And now Mark Henry's going after him. Mark Henry, he's fed up. And that's the thing. Kevin Owens, it's just all about patience whenever he ducks outside the ring like that. But now it's going to backfire on him. He's got an angry Mark Henry staring straight in his face. And that is never something you want to have happen. He just got thrown into the barricade, nearly thrown through the barricade. And now Henry brings him back into the ring. Now we can get this matchup officially underway. But Kevin Owens, he's got Henry reeling. Now driving these forearms right into the lower back of Mark Henry. And Kevin Owens now just choking him out here. Referee. The referee cannot allow this to happen. Kevin Owens just repeatedly choking the life out of Mark Henry. This is, of course, a former World Heavyweight Champion we're talking about here. And Mark Henry now a counter, a headbutt. Now, nearly knocked him out with that punch to the face. But this would be a huge victory for Kevin Owens if he could defeat Mark Henry. If he's looking to become the next WWE Champion, defeating the Warden of the Hall of Pain would definitely be just another good thing to add to his case. He's defeated, like I said earlier, 2 of the greatest champions we've had in recent memory in just a few short weeks. And now if he could defeat a former world champion, that'll only add to his resume. Because right now, Kevin Owens has got the upper hand on Mark Henry. Just clobbering away at the face of Mark Henry. As he picks the world's strongest man up. Kevin Owens, and to think, next week he's got to go one-on-one with Brock Lesnar, so he wants to make as quick a work as Mark Henry as possible. Mark Henry, though, able to take Kevin Owens back down to the mat. And all of this is after that grueling match with Titus O'Neil at Battleground. Mark Henry with a camo clutch applied. Henry just looking to wear Kevin Owens down in this matchup. We know that Kevin Owens has an explosive side to him, but if Mark Henry can really cut off the back of Kevin Owens, he's going to restrict his movement, and as well as that, cut off his power at the same time. That's what he does, folks. Mark Henry, usually the fans, they're not on the side of the world's strongest man, but tonight, against Kevin Owens, I think these people are definitely siding with Mark Henry, as we can see so far. They do not want Kevin Owens to be a part of that WWE Championship matchup. That's just the thing. When Kevin Owens got here, he's just... I don't quite know how to describe it. But he's just one of those people that when you see him, you kind of just want to punch him in the face. He doesn't even really have to say anything. He just... It's just his presence. Just there's this air about him that when Kevin Owens, whenever he steps foot in the room, you know you don't like this guy. You can't quite place what it is, but you know that you can't trust this guy. That's Kevin Owens. And Mark Henry, while we have seen in the past, he's been not somebody that the fans would root for. It's really a greater of two evils at this stage. The fans just don't want Kevin Owens to be the WWE champion. And that's perfectly understandable from my perspective. I don't want Kevin Owens to be WWE champion. Titus O'Neil, I mean, you talk about, he went through the entire King of the Ring tournament to become the #1 contender. And for Kevin Owens to just come in here and say, hey, I won a title shot. That is not really fair to Titus O'Neil. He had to go through a whole tournament to get it. Whereas Kevin Owens, he just walks in, wins a title, wins a couple of matches, and now he feels that he deserves a title shot. And I'm sure that's what Mark Henry sees tonight. That's what really has pissed him off. That's why Lita wanted to give Mark Henry this matchup, because she knew that Mark Henry wasn't going to take too kindly to that information. There's the splash. Cover. 2. No, kick out by Kevin Owens. We've seen guys like Wade Barrett and Sheamus really just target new superstars following the WWE draft because they're the SmackDown originals. They've been here since the beginning, and they hate to see these new talent just come in, take their spot, and go after that top title. And Mark Henry now, he's in that same position. Kevin Owens, he's the same as a CM Punk or a Roman Reigns back in April. As Kevin Owens has just clotheslined Mark Henry over the top rope. Now, Kevin Owens to the top rope. A swanton to Mark Henry out on the outside. This man, Kevin Owens, is not afraid to take risks. You think for a man that size, you wouldn't peg him as a high flyer, but Kevin Owens, he doesn't care. Kevin Owens, he says, well, forget what happens to my body. If I can win the match, that's all that matters. For Kevin Owens, it's about, winning that title. It's about having a better life for not just himself, but for his wife and his son. Kevin Owens, he almost, whenever he comes out here, he almost tries to peg himself as a sort of anti-hero. And that's really what just makes him that much more hateable, is he tries to justify his causes. And ultimately for Kevin Owens, if he was fighting for if he was trying to set an example for his son, the methods that he goes about it, one could argue that Kevin Owens is not a role model. So the fact that he comes out here and says that he's doing all this for his family. I don't know if I can entirely believe that. Now looking to send Henry back in the ring, but Henry just shoves him to the floor. Henry is in trouble. Kevin Owens, since taking the match to the outside, he's utilizing that environment to his advantage, to full effect. But since then, Mark Henry has taken control, but as I say that, Kevin Owens turns the tables. And now it is Mark Henry who's reeling. Off the ropes he goes into a super kick from Kevin Owens. Mark Henry has just been laid out by Kevin Owens, and now I think KO might be going in for the kill. There's a kick to the gut. Henry off the ropes. Look at this. Pop-up powerbomb to Mark Henry. And that could be it. Kevin Owens, though, he's exhausted after that pop-up powerbomb. But he's not done. He's not going for a cover. Perhaps looking for another. Oh my God. Oh my God. Kevin Owens package pile driver. He might have just killed Mark Henry. Well, of course, that's a 3 count. Mark Henry, he might have just been paralyzed by Kevin Owens. A package pile driver. As if the pop-up powerbomb wasn't devastating enough. Oh my. Will we ever see Mark Henry compete in the ring again? That kind of a move. A devastating move like that could be the end of his career. Well, that's it for this episode. Until next time, keep on YouTubing.
I don't quit. I never give up, pal. And that will no longer... What?